Something strange happened. A NATO command center, a vital nerve center for regional security, went quiet. For a period of 12 minutes, the flow of information that is the lifeblood of modern military operations ceased. Alarms that should have blared remained silent. Screens that typically displayed a complex tapestry of radar tracks showed nothing but inert, blank data fields. Screens that typically displayed a complex tapestry of communications logs showed nothing but inert, blank data fields. Screens that typically displayed a complex tapestry of troop movements showed nothing but inert, blank data fields. In the critical moments of this blackout, few operators could reliably use their radios to communicate with assets in the field. The digital silence was as sudden as it was profound, creating a pocket of blindness in an otherwise vigilant defense network. Initial reports, whispered at first, and then amplified through unofficial channels, pointed to a startling culprit, a Saab Gripen fighter jet. The claim is that this single, non-NATO aircraft operating in the vicinity somehow managed to break the entire system. This allegation is incredibly serious, and it raises a cascade of urgent and deeply unsettling questions for the alliance. How could one plane, however advanced, cause such a catastrophic and widespread failure? What does this incident, whether it was an intentional act of aggression or a bizarre accident, signify for the broader security landscape of Europe and the integrity of NATO's defenses? We must delve into this mystery with care. The implications of such an event are far-reaching. If the claim is true, it represents a new and audacious form of electronic or cyber warfare, one where a conventional platform can be used as a surgical tool to disable a strategic asset without firing a single shot. It would suggest that an adversary possesses a capability that can blind NATO at a critical moment, creating a window of opportunity for other hostile actions. If the claim is a myth, then the real cause is an internal failure of equal or greater concern. A system that can collapse on its own is a system that cannot be trusted when it is needed most. Therefore, we must move beyond sensational headlines. We must heed it. Before we can grasp how a command center might fail, we must first understand what it is and what it does. A command center, or C2, is the brain of a modern military operation. It is a secure, centralized location where leaders oversee a vast and complex battle space. They are the ultimate information hubs, designed to provide situational awareness, a clear, real-time picture across land, air, sea, space, and cyberspace. On the land, in the air, at sea, in space, and in cyberspace. The center connects to a dizzying array of sensors and data sources: ground-based radar, airborne surveillance, satellites, naval vessels, even individual soldiers. Inputs are fused into a common operating picture to see friendly and hostile forces. The center issues orders, coordinating actions into a cohesive strategy. Its complexity is strength and vulnerability, hardware, software, and links where a single flaw can cascade. If that heart stops even briefly, pilots lose guidance, air defenses miss targeting data, ground forces are cut off, the brain goes dark, the body is paralyzed. This is why those 12 minutes are so concerning. To evaluate the claim that a Gripen jet caused this blackout, we must look closely at the aircraft itself. The Saab JAS-39 Gripen is a multi-role fighter developed by Sweden's Saab. It is not a stealth fighter like the American F-35, designed to be invisible to radar. Instead, Gripen emphasizes agility, efficiency, and advanced electronic warfare. Small, fast, remarkably flexible, able to perform air-to-air, ground attack, reconnaissance, and EW. Renowned for sophisticated avionics and data link systems. Designed for net-centric warfare, sharing sensor data to build a fuller picture than any single jet. Heavy reliance on links drives strong protection and potentially disruption of an enemy's communications. One of its lauded features, an advanced electronic warfare suite, sensors and transmitters to detect, identify, and counter. It can jam radars to protect itself and be used offensively. Acting as a flying EW platform, projecting directional energy to confuse and disable systems. This isn't science fiction, it's core to modern air combat, and Gripen is proficient, operated by multiple air forces, making it a familiar presence around European airspace. Built for ease of maintenance and dispersed austere operations, resilient and cost-effective. Especially in the EF, its advanced electronics make it a sophisticated weapon system, bombs, missiles, and the power to fight in signals and data. This is the airframe at the center of the claim. How precisely can a single airplane like the Gripen affect a complex ground-based command center? There is no single, simple answer. Several distinct methods exist, from brute force electronic attacks to insidious means. Group them by signature: electronic attack, cyber over data link, physical disruption, and trigger of latent weaknesses. Electronic attack: jamming overwhelms receivers with noise. Spoofing tricks them with false signals. A cyber attack over a data link could exploit software flaws to access internal networks. Physical damage, intentional or accidental, can sever key nodes, or omissions could trigger a pre-existing weakness, pointing to internal negligence. Each method leaves a different trail: RF traces, network logs, material damage, or configuration errors. The invisible attack of jamming and spoofing. Let's look closer at electronic warfare, the art of using the electromagnetic spectrum for advantage. Jamming can precisely hit specific frequencies, spot jamming, or barrage a wide swath, causing widespread disruption. Radios fail, some radars go blank or noisy, pilots lose contact. Chaos. Spoofing injects false signals, ghost targets, or bogus GPS timing, harder to detect than noise. Evidence lives in spectrum data and multi-sensor comparisons. Look for spikes, signatures, and contradictions. An electronic attack is non-lethal but aggressive, a statement of capability to blind and confuse at will. Beyond EW lies cyber attacks and supply chain vulnerabilities, where a jet is a flying computer network. If an attacker finds a data link vulnerability, they could inject malicious code from the sky. Once inside, they could shut systems, corrupt data, or blank displays for 12 minutes and beyond. A cyber breach could leave backdoors, harder to eradicate than a jammer's temporary effect. Hard to execute, requiring deep knowledge, but catastrophic if successful. Thousands of components from worldwide vendors. An adversary could seed a hidden kill switch, a dormant implant activated by a specific signal. No hack, just a trigger. The Gripen's presence could be coincidence, or the key that exposed a long-hidden vulnerability. Moving from speculation to fact means following evidence: jamming, spoofing, cyber, physical, internal fault, each with distinct forensics. Capture spectrum recordings, network logs, hardware damage, and configuration histories, swiftly, methodically, without political pressure. For jamming, find energy spikes on relevant bands coinciding with the outage, corroborated by eyewitness static and triangulated sources. For spoofing, audit logs for time, position jumps, and cross-check independent sensors for contradictions. For cyber intrusion, clone drives and memory. Hunt for unauthorized files, odd traffic, suspicious commands. Even skilled attackers leave a footprint that can reconstruct actions and attribute responsibility. Rushing to blame risks escalation or missing a critical fix. The truth is in the logs, the signals, and the broken parts. Assuming the evidence points to an intentional act by the Gripen, we must ask, why? Disabling a NATO command center, even non-lethally, is profound aggression and a geopolitical signal. Motives could include testing, gauging detection, response time, backups, and attribution cycles. Or coercion, warning shots across the bow tied to other disputes. Or miscalculation, unauthorized action or an exercise gone wrong. History shows near misses can escalate. After the 12-minute blackout, NATO must focus on technical recovery and strategic communication. Isolate affected systems, prevent spread, restore basics, redundant sites, legacy HF radios, paper maps. Simultaneously, preserve logs, recordings, and system images. Speak clearly and calmly. Share what's known, unknown, and the steps underway. Avoid premature accusations. The watchwords: secure, restore, investigate, and communicate with caution. Regardless of cause, the 12-minute silence is a profound wake-up call. Over-reliance on complex, interconnected systems creates single points of failure to exploit or collapse. Invest in hardening, better hardware and software, resilience to jamming, spoofing, stricter cyber protocols, rapid patching. Take supply chain security seriously. Know sources, rigorously test and diversify and duplicate critical systems. Train operators to function when screens go blank and links fail. Resilience is a mindset and skill. Conflict is shifting to signals, data, and algorithms. NATO must find the truth, fix exposed weaknesses, and build a defense designed to bend, not break. Resilient, adaptable, and trustworthy.